Hey everyone, my name is Donnie Lowy from Closeoutexplosion.com. I have a wholesale business here in Brooklyn, New York. Today I would like to discuss with you how to become an international closeout broker. A closeout broker essentially matches buyers and sellers, and in the closeout industry, the closeout broker is focusing on closeout merchandise, wholesale merchandise. Could be overstock, could be store returns. A closeout broker either makes his money or her money from a commission, meaning when she finds, let's say, a buyer for merchandise and the seller will give her a commission, or what she might do is if the merchandise is being sold, let's say at $20 a unit, let's say they're brand name designer dresses by Ralph Lauren, and the seller wants to sell them at $20 a dress, the closeout broker could mark up those dresses to $25 a dress and make $5 per dress. A closeout broker usually doesn't work in a very high markup because they're not investing any money in the merchandise. They're just finding a buyer for it. So they just want to do a lot of volume. Whatever profit they make is pure profit besides their own expenses, right? Because you're not investing money in the merchandise. So when someone is a closeout broker, they can actually work domestically or they can work internationally. They could just as easily match up a buyer from Nigeria with a seller in the UK as they can to match up a buyer in Brooklyn with a seller in Brooklyn. Now, when you're a closeout broker, I would recommend that you focus on a specific niche that either you're familiar with or that has appeal to you. Why do I say that? First of all, if you're familiar with a niche, you're going to have an easier time finding buyers and sellers because you're going to know who to contact and what to look for. And you're also going to have a better understanding of the benefits and the challenges of the merchandise that you're dealing with. And also the reason I say you should have an interest in it, I just think from a human element, emotionally, we're a lot more motivated and we're more excited when we deal with any type of product that we're generally interested in. Now, you might say to me, you're interested in making money, which is fair. That's why we're in business. But I just think that it just works out better when you're actually interested in a product. You don't have to be, but that's my personal recommendation. Now, so second thing, now that you're ready, right, you see the potential, how do you actually do it? So first of all, you want to establish your reputation as a closeout broker. You want to start making deals. Maybe at the beginning, even forego a commission if it could be a long-term opportunity. Maybe work on a very small markup, so this way buyers are attracted to deal with you. Now, when you decide what niche you want to deal with, let's say your niche is brand name designer dresses, you want to make a list of different designers of different brand name dress companies and contact them and find out what inventory they're looking to move, what overstock merchandise they have. Maybe they have a canceled order. Someone placed an order, they produced the dresses, and the order didn't go through at the end. Find out what dresses they have, and then start contacting, or before you start contacting, make up a list of potential buyers. You might look for a list of dress boutiques. You might look for a list of dress wholesalers. And now start finding the sources. Now you have the sources, start finding out what merchandise they have. Now start contacting your potential buyers and offer them the merchandise. If you're dealing on an international basis, it's going to be much harder to collect your commission unless you really trust your source. Of course, you could sign a document, you could have emails validating your conversations, and deal, of course, with honest people. This way, you don't have to resort to legal options, right? I think the best way to do business is to trust people. And of course, you do want to be legally protected, but at the end of the day, you need to be involved with honest people and people that you can trust. Now, if you want to do an international basis, like I said, instead of having to run after your commission, work on a markup basis. This way, you receive the funds for the merchandise, and then you pay the owner of the merchandise, and the owner of the merchandise ships the merchandise out. If you're going to do it on an international basis, be aware of the exchange rates, be aware of how much a product, whether it's a dress or a handbag or a pair of shoes, can be realistically sold in the markets that you're reaching out to. If you are selling, let's say with the example of designer dresses, let's say you buy from me R&M Richer dresses, or before you buy them, you want to represent them, right? You want to be a closeout broker. So what you do is you look at the markets that you're targeting. If you're selling to the Bahamas, you're selling to Nigeria, you're selling to Ghana, you're selling to Mexico, you're selling to Lebanon, wherever you might be selling, look at realistically how much those dresses could be sold in that market for, what is the going wholesale rate of dresses in that market, and that's how you're going to know how much to offer the dresses to your different buyers. I always recommend, although you should focus on a niche, you always need to look for new products. It could be new products within that niche because you want to keep the interest of your buyers. And at the same time, remember, it's very important that if you're going to represent an owner of merchandise, whether you're eventually able to make the sale or not, the owner of the merchandise needs to see that you actually worked hard. Because number one, we're all human, and if someone's making money and they're charging us essentially for a service, we want to see that they put in the effort. And number two, even if it doesn't work out, then as humans, as people, we appreciate people who put a lot of effort and put in work. Now, how do you find the buyers? So first of all, you can get trade directories, you can get listings of buyers, you could go online, you can also go to the Yellow Pages or the equivalent of the online Yellow Pages and find a list of buyers. How do you find suppliers? There are trade associations, you could actually even there are many listings that you can buy directories, you can go to wholesalecentral.com, for instance, and see a list of wholesalers, go to Closeout Central. You can also, there's so many different websites. I personally have a website, which is wholesalequest.com. It's an affiliate website for handbag directories. You can find a list of sellers of brand name and designer handbags. So there are many ways to do it. What you can also do is you can contact different embassies and ask them for a list of manufacturers of goods. Tell them that you want to buy products from their country. And the embassies usually have a commercial attaché. What that person does, he is in charge or she is in charge of helping manufacturers of products in the respective country reach buyers. And the same thing is also true the other way around. There are retail associations that represent retailers. You can contact them and ask them for a list of stores and tell them what products you're looking to sell. You should have a website. Also, I recommend having business cards. Business cards is such a simple tool, right, that we take it for granted in the time of internet sales, but you have no idea how many sales I've made from simply giving someone a business card, or how many connections I've made to buy merchandise from giving someone a business card. They passed on the card to a second person. That second person knew of someone in the business. They gave them my number, and I was able to buy merchandise. And the same took place as far as selling. So as a closeout broker, even if you're doing internationally, take business cards with you. So every time you travel, you give cards out. Make sure you have presence on Facebook, on YouTube. Make sure that you have a blog. You want to send out press releases as well so people know about your services. And you could start out with one niche, and then as you expand your business, if you hire people or you find contractors, you can explore other niches as well. And you could also find complementary niches this way. Let's say if you have a long list of buyers that want brand name dresses, they also might want brand name suits, and they might want brand name handbags. So focus on niches that are complementary to each other, so you don't have to always look for new buyers. And at the same time, look for sources that have more than one product, so you don't always have to look for new sources as well. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. My website is closeoutexplosion.com. The next time you're in New York, you're welcome to visit me. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day.